Welcome everyone, welcome to my universe. If you are here, you probably came from the very first part, covering everything you needed to know about the band The Experiment Number Q. In this second part, however, we are focusing on the protagonist himself, Paolo Vallerga, from which interview we'll be discussing the process making each and every album, his musical influences, as much as his involvement with the symphonic metal band theory, and just about anything else he wished to share. Without further ado, we are starting now. Today I have the pleasure to interview Paolo Vallerga. It's hard to define Paolo in one single sentence because he's a multi-talented artist. He experiments everything that comes its way, pretty much, from what I know. He has published books, he created board games, he's also an actor on stage, and of course he's also a musician. So Paolo, how are you today? Or should we call you Number Q? Is that your nickname, right?
No, Paolo, it's okay.
Thank
you so much. Thank you so much for the invitation, and I'm really happy to receive this invitation. So I'm a bit shy, so it's not so easy to have me in an interview. And so thank you so much. And Paolo is it's okay. No, Number Q is just on stage.
About the band, how this Experiment Number Q came from? Is this an idea of yours?
Yes, I'm a writer, music writer, novel writer.
I was about to ask, am I talking to the writer, the actor, the musician?
In fact, everything I made is to write. Then sometimes I have the possibility to go on stage with music, with my band, or in theaters. But I feel myself as a storyteller. So I love to tell stories, and sometimes stories go into music, sometimes in board games, sometimes in theater spectacles. I made too many things, but basically, I'm really storyteller.
What are your main influences on making music in general? Is there any major either musicians or any other type of author that you would like to mention?
I was young. I started to play guitar with my friends in south of Italy. I lived there. I'm from the south of Italy. And my influence was, of course, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Saxon, all these classic bands from the new wave of British heavy metal. I have no typical kind of influence. I love music. I love to listen also blues, Gary Moore, Stevie Ray Vaughan. So a lot of very big musicians of different music. But also I really love electronic music like Devo. Really nice, really fantastic music in the 80s and 90s. And quite sure they influenced also a lot of electronic industrial metal bands today. Anyway, I listen a lot of music. The name of the music project, The Experiment Number Q, come from a real experiment. The first album was really an experiment. In fact, I was writing, as I said, I was writing a story, and then I sought to write the story with songs with music, a musical version to tell the whole story in the right way. Because listening just the album you have to know some details to understand all the project. Also from the point of view of recording, because I invited some musician from Sweden, from Italy, from England, all together in a bed and breakfast close to the studio recording of Mattia Garimano, my drummer and engineer. The musician never see themselves in any occasion. Nalle from Sweden never heard about Kevin from UK. So was really crazy to fit these musicians together and record the first album. I can say the album was good. The first recording.
You mean
was
the first
really
rehearsals?
nice.
When you say the first recordings, the first time it sounded, or you mean the first project?
The first recording was really an experiment.
Oh,
I sent to the guys the song. I wrote the most part of the song, except solos or some details in lyrics has been changed. But normally I write music and lyrics. So I collect this musician. I say that these one are the songs, and then when we go in studio, we play and record directly, quite directly. The first album is have a strange sound, because it's not exactly the same sound. Normally one album must have the same sound, the same atmosphere.
You mean the mastering, the mastering sound? When you master
not only the mastering, but also the impact, the sound of the guitars. This album was really strange, but there is a story behind, because the story is connected to a mad scientist. Number Q is a mad scientist that want to create life with the music. So a sort of Frankenstein,
like a Frankenstein, but in music.
But in music, he want to create life, a new life, coming from his own inspiration, but using the music, not the lightning from the sky. To do that, the mad scientist created 10 songs with different atmosphere, different feeling, different souls. He called the musician to play the songs, and then the songs have the power to catch the soul of the musician and put them into a big machine, a sort of a steampunk machine. So this is the experiment to create life.
I find this very interesting, how it relates with real life. In a way, you are sort of telling your own self-biography. I mean, you were experimenting, and you were at the same time talking about a mad scientist who was experimenting to make music come to life. So in a way, it tells your story. You were being a musician coming to life, your dreams coming to life. That this is how you felt in your personal life, maybe?
Oh, of course, when I write something is because I feel something. The nice thing is to put into the song, connected to the story of Number Q, my personal experience, put this feeling into a song, into a story of my character in the story. So it's nice. It's interesting to write a new song for the same word, but with a different feeling, feedbacks, love, life, everything enter in the song, arrive to the eyes of Number Q, the mad scientist.
do you consider these to be conceptual works because they come from this main idea that was an experiment, but everything that came after is like an ongoing experience from that experiment?
Yeah, the idea is the mad scientists create a machine, then put the soul, the real soul is a bit creepy, the real soul of the musician into this machine. Then he connected himself to the machine to create life, and life is the girl from the dream. So the his own inspiration that became a real love.
I see.
So the second album is right after the experiment number Q, because he connected himself and started the machine. And the machine said, okay, but you catch the soul of the musician and I need your soul also.
So the experiment went against him, right?
Yeah, the machine, because if you have a machine and the soul's life enter in the machine, change the machine and became human and make human the machine. So in fact, the end of the second album, in fact, is the human machine. The song is the human machine because it's another life for the mad scientist. And because there is also the human machine right now. The third album insert some step in the story, in the main story. So the Black Wounds is because our it was a strange. I wrote a new song connected to my personal experience in life, and I put this situation into the song, and became the wounds also for the mad scientist, not only mine. So I put this element in the middle of the story.
I see.
Next chapter will be quite different, but in any case connected to the story.
I see. I would like to talk a little about your collaborations, especially this one with Tyrion, because it's such an iconic band. I mean, it's not just any band, but to me, I mean, personally, and I'm sure many other people will agree with me that Tyrion is a very iconic metal band, and you have such privilege to work with them. I wonder, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Is for me is a privilege. Absolutely, Tyrion create really a new experience for me, and for me was a real revelation. Was the first time I listened to lyric connected to heavy metal, and I really loved immediately. I said, wow, finally something really fantastic.
And that's something I want to highlight there, because I can see how important is for you the content of the music. Sometimes in metal, some musicians might not pay attention too much on the content, but more on the sound, and putting more or less instruments, or being more or more fast, faster or slower. But I can see the same way Tyrion, I think Tyrion does the same thing. They pay attention to the lyrics. The lyrics are very important.
Of course, absolutely. From my point of view about Tyrion, you have to ask to Christopher, but Thomas Carson wrote very beautiful lyrics, and
very
for
poetic.
me, yeah, for me are poems, because as I said in the beginning, I'm a storyteller. If I do something, I have to tell something. I'm not only exclusively a musician, a writer, a music writer, but sometimes I have some ideas that can become games or novels. But it was really simple. I was writing a novel, the novel Family Awakening, the novel. In the beginning, I was listening a lot of music. Writing, I listen music. So most part was Tyrion music. all the Tyrion discography.
Like you dive into like completely.
Yeah, just because it
Yeah.
was inspiring, the atmosphere
Yeah.
created in my mind some situation.
Right.
In the same time, not only the music create ambient atmosphere, but also I start to figure the Tyrion members as the faces of my characters. So for the enigmatic doctor became the phantasmagoric Dr. Wikstrom because I said, oh, this doctor could have the face of Thomas Wikstrom, the singer, and Christian Vidal became
I think he as a hunter. He was
hunter,
a hunter,
the
right?
hunter.
Yeah. Yes,
Hunter.
I remember. Yeah.
And so in one moment of this story, I said, okay, stop, take a break from writing, meet the band. They play in 2010 in Italy. They played. I bought the ticket. I had the opportunity to ask a meeting, and then I explained my idea. I said, okay, I'm board game publisher since 20 years. I want to create a board game in which you are the character of the board game. Because the idea of the story and the board game was inspired by your music. So it's perfect to have you as character of a story inspired by you.
Wow.
And that's all.
That is
They
incredible.
say
That he agrees and he liked it. I mean, everything to me. If you ask me from the outside, not knowing, all the went through, I can see that it was a successful project. It was wonderful.
After this first contact, we contact for a long time. Then the 1 year after, I say to Christopher, okay, now maybe to promote a video for you, we can realize a video for Tyrion with a Tyrion song, but trying to tell the same story of the novel book and the board game. The song was Ad una rediviva from the Gothic Kabbalah album. And I say to Christopher, I want to realize the video of that song, but I want this video also tell the story of the board game and the novel book. But with a characteristic, maybe I tell you after, but in any way, I say to Christopher, join me in Torino, in my town, with the band, and then we shoot for 1 week in Torino the video, and 1 week because the video is 14 minutes of video.
14 minutes
so
in
it's a
1
short
week is very fast.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Yeah, very complicated, very funny, very tiring, but absolutely I have a fantastic memory of this week. Two location every day, different part of the town, so really crazy. I'm not sure today if I have another idea like that one. Was the perfect song for me to tell the story of the novel book and the game.
I see. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, there was lots of inspiration coming from many places, so it's a little hard to put all in one sentence, but it's very understandable. Yes.
If you see the video of Adulrona Rediviva is on YouTube, all the story you see is like to play the game, the board game. Character have to make something, character work in the town, is an investigative board game. So you have to to search some clue, and the goal of the game is to stop the Ragnarok. All the elements connected to the Norse legends coming from the album of Tyrion, who tell the Norse legend, the secret of the runes, into the story of the novel book.
Yes.
The novel book has been published 3 years ago. but I started to write the novel book in 2010. Anyway, it's a novel, so nothing of the things written in the book was real.
Yes, of course,
Clearly.
it's a fiction. Yes, it's a fiction. Yeah.
Fiction. I'm
Okay.
here.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's the
Okay,
book.
great that you can show us. Yes.
Anyway, the novel book is like
Yeah.
that one, and
So it took you
is
lots of time to get that.
450
Oh,
pages.
very, very big. Yeah, indeed. And
Yeah,
are
but
you
is
sorry,
an
sorry.
adventure.
It's an adventure. Okay, I see.
And the characters are the character of the board game. And what was really faster in the 2010 to publish before the board game, because I published board games, so was the mechanics. We work also with Christopher, explaining the idea of the game, what the character have to do, what are the actions, and he participated. He suggested some solutions also in the gameplay, so it was really nice.